and all the hard work she has just done for our community, and specifically the Accountable Community of Health over the last 5 years in her role as executive director. And she's just been an amazing mentor to the team, an amazing boss, and just an amazing advocate for the community. And I'm not going to say anymore. This is all Linda.
So thank you very much, very much. Well, thank you all for being here. This is the third attempt to have an open house and gathering. So it's very, I have to tell you, first of all, I'm really happy to have my family here. In the back is Annie and Guy Evans, so my oldest son there, and Luke Evans right there next to Blake. And I would say my staff, would you raise, and I'm going to still say my staff. If you would raise your hands, because I have to tell you, they have been the most wonderful support system. You guys all knew that I was only going to keep this job for a short time, and the first person that I hired, I wanted him to take over, and that happened to be John. And then I lost my husband, and this job helped me financially, but more important, emotionally. And I'm so proud of the team that we had and the things that we have accomplished. So I did ask Barry Kling, who was the first chair of our board, to come, and he's taking care of his granddaughter because her mom is ill, but he would have been here. But I want to have those original board members raise their hand. I know Peter Morgan, who's back on the board again, Senator Warnick, Ray Eckmeyer, and I know Nancy was on the board due to a few things. She's no longer on the board. But to start out with, I would say that this whole transformation project was a grand experiment. And I believe we were very successful because we had such a talented board that was, most of them there before we expanded the board, but to have people with knowledge, like for instance with Peter coming from group health and knowing all about whole person care and saying we should try that. And I knew as a legislator that whether the waiver is accepted or not, Medicaid contracts are going to be fully integrated by 2020. So we were very fortunate to choose a project which was the SIM grant, which was a grant to start out with. And then the waiver got accepted by the federal government, and we later learned that bidirectional care was one of the required projects. So we got a jump start ahead of all of the other eight ACHs. So there's 9 in the state, and I just feel that we have been very fortunate too, because our staff has stayed here. A few of them have moved out of town, but to have a consistent board and to have consistent staff who are way more capable than I am. I mean, I remember Caroline saying, I'm not used to a boss who doesn't micromanage. Well, that's not me. But so I just wanted to say thank you. It's been a privilege being in this position. I am retired, but I'm not going to be one that sits around and watches television. You can see I've survived Mohs surgery, and that's been very challenging because I'm not supposed to exercise, not supposed to lift over till, and I only have 2 more weeks to go, and that is great. But continue to want to ski, and but I still listen in to mainly the crisis collaborative meetings. Being a pharmacist by profession, I really care about figuring out how we can help those in need and really succeed. I'm happy, to have Joseph Hunter here to lead the whole new idea about recovery coaches going into the jails, helping people so when they come out, they are more acclimated to what it's like to be able to live outside of jail and so forth. That's unbelievable. Mariah is leading the Hope Squad. We're the first region, not just in the state, but in the country, to take our 4-county region and offer suicide training in schools. And we have 15 schools that are active doing that already, but 48 are signed up, or the goal is to have 48. I think 40 are signed up. Those kind of things that in a small community we can spread the word, and I just think it's wonderful. I know I should be thanking everybody for a lot of other things, but I just wanted to say thank you. and Molly, the chair of our board.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I don't know if you know, but I am Molly, the board chair, and the tribal representative. And so I am honored to be able to present to you from the Colville tribe.
Oh,
Pendleton blankets.
so this is really inspirational to me because
We're both gonna cry.
this is a really big thing, and I didn't know about this, but I helped the Grand Coulee Dam School, I helped make it so the Grand Coulee Dam area, while I was a legislator, could get a new school. They don't have the tax base, and those schools were built at the time of Grand Coulee Dam, and at that opening of the school, the tribal members gave me a blanket, which was a total surprise. And so to have this happen again, coming from the tribal council.
And then this is from the healthcare.
Oh.
So this is for the
Allison
healthcare.
Ball and
Allison
all of-
Ball.
oh.
Andy Joseph Jr., who's the tribal chairman.
Yes, and Bob and I worked with Andy, so that's so cool.
Yeah. And Dr. Barbara planned on attending.
Yeah. Wow, I'm not gonna cry because it will dampen my Band-Aid.
This is the tribal seal on it, so that means it came straight from the tribal council chamber. So,
That's cool.
special. All right.
Very, very special.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have Shallow, Shallow is, well, the new Shallow is Teresa. I mean, I tell you, the glue behind the scenes that make things work are people like Shallow and people like Teresa Davis. I mean, Teresa's working on all these things to make sure this place looks like a lot better than it did when we started out. And Shiloh was my intern in Olympia and then came back and became an executive assistant for 10 years. And then became the chamber in 2013. But we have quality staff working here, and it's a team, and the culture is positive, and they have fun. And I'm still going to invite myself to have fun. That's all I have to say. So thank you guys for coming from a long ways. Teresa coming from Olympia, my goodness, that's really special.
I'm just wondering whether we
Senator
should
Warnick?
take bets on how long she stays retired.
We're already behind.
Well, Shiloh knows, I already have a project that I'm so excited about.
Yeah, there you go.
Shiloh knows that I testified in Congress in Washington DC in 2009, and that has to do with the North Cascade National Park. There was a road, my grandpa O'Neill came to Chelan in 1899, and this old road, just like a wagon road, would go up to the end of the road, Cottonwood, and you could access Horseshoe Basin where there are mining occurring and so forth. Well, during the Depression, as a job spill, a small section of that road, about 1.5 miles, was moved down to the river to create jobs during the Depression. In 2003, so that's 20 years next year, that portion of the road washed out with a catastrophic flood. So because it was a wilderness area, and our former governor, Dan Evans, was the one who sponsored the bill with Brock Adams, and said in no way will this deny access, but because it's a wilderness area, in order to move the road down by the river back up to the original location, it took an act of Congress. And so Doc Hastings sponsored the bill, Rhea Cantwell was supportive. Rhea Cantwell came up and took a walk so we could show the area to her. And former Commissioner Doug England and I testified in Congress in 2009. Fast forward, when he retired in 2015, Doc Hastings, that legislation was passed. We've had some park superintendents who really haven't been supportive of that, but now, as of the beginning of this year, there is a new park superintendent who is supportive. So last week, I was invited to join the current county commissioners and the former county commissioner Doug England to go up to Stehekin for a 2-day meeting. And that's great. All I have to do is just be the cheerleader behind the scenes. But knowing that I wasn't supposed to be doing lifting and stuff on purpose in advance, I got to the back of my garage, found the 4 boxes labeled Road to Cottonwood, put them all down there, and then I would just go out and sit down and pull out important things, and I'm getting them all organized. And the new parking superintendent came all the way from Cedar Woolley Concrete area, and we met for lunch on May 16th, and that's why I postponed this surgery for the following week. So, and that's great because I'm not leading the charge, but I can help. And
Cheerleader.
I will be the cheerleader.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one.
Yeah.
And once this heals, I can get back to my newest adventure, playing pickleball. That's
Yeah, thank you all for coming. Come hug and talk to Linda. She's waiting for you to chat with.
Take
and
food with
take
you.
food, yeah.
Please take cookies.
Yeah.
If you have kids, if you have spouses, anything like that, if you have friends you want to impress, go ahead and take them. So thank you all for coming, and yeah.
And notice when you leave, the cookies out at the entryway are the same colors, and I had one that was purple and it tastes like grape. But you can see the emblem, those little round things are the same colors. Yeah, so grab one.
Yeah.